recently did an event with Bodicea the Victorious, and it was mind-blowing to see the reaction in my DMs, people saying, oh my god, this brand, I've heard about it, what's it all about? There's so much interest for this at the moment. Let me explain why, and I'm going to give you a bit of a brand overview, and I'm going to tell you all about the new launch Defender. Bodicea the Victorious is what I like to call the sleeping beauty of fine fragrance. The house was established back in 2008, inspired by the Celtic warrior queen and all of the things that she represented. But it's only been available in sort of luxury department stores, very refined, very quiet, sort of gentle, sort of secret of the industry. Something has changed, and that secret has got out. There has been a viral frenzy about this brand. It's about the longevity, the quality, the British heritage of this brand, and something has happened, whether it's on TikTok or Instagram, on social media. Everyone is talking about this house, and I saw that with my own eyes. I felt that frenzy with my own eyes. When I walked out of Salon de Parfum in Harrods with a few little samples, I had met the team before the event. I walked out and I was stopped 6 times from people asking me where this carrier bag was from and what was inside. I had sales consultants from other beauty houses saying, oh my god, I love that brand. What do you love from it? What did you get? Where can I buy it from? People on the street stopping me saying, oh, where did you find that bag? Where did you find that brand? I've been looking for it. I've heard all about it. That's never happened to me. And I carry around all sorts of things from launches and samples. I have never experienced a sort of craziness like that, and it was so exciting to see. So I wanted to explain a little bit about this new launch, but also some of the details that make this really special house so in desire right now. The collection is actually enormous. There are all sorts of different flavour, scent profiles to choose from, whether you like something very rich and heady, or lighter or fresh, or gentle and floral. There's something for everyone. And the price points differ as well, depending on the types of ingredients, depending on the bottle design as well. So go and have a look, whether you're in a department store or online, at what the breadth of the collection looks like. The bottle design, this is where things get really exciting. So Bodicea the Victorious have worked with a pewtersmith in Birmingham ever since they launched, and it is in their 8th generation. Now it's a family-run business. It's the only one in Europe that uses these traditional pewtersmith methods, and they create all the shields, the lid details, everything on these bottles that make them so unique and stunning. This pewtersmith is also the company that have done all the tableware, all the pewterware for the Game of Thrones series and the Harry Potter movies, and all sorts of incredible TV and movie sets that you will recognise, and I think that that is very cool. Every fragrance in the Bodicea the Victorious collection has been blended by a perfumer at CPL Aromas, which is based in the UK as well, so I love that heritage has always come back to the UK. I think that is really, really important. But this time, this fragrance is the first ever woman perfumer to work with Bodicea the Victorious. Her name is Camilla Lelakova, and I had a really fascinating chat with her at this event, and she told me all about how she blended Defender. So Camilla was of course inspired by Bodicea herself, but not just her warrior empowered side. She was inspired by her rebellious streak, also her maternal streak, and the fact that she was someone's daughter and she was raised in a farm. So all of those little elements of her character and personality come into play in the fragrance. So Defender starts with this incredible ginger and licorice accord, and that's the rebellious streak. So Camilla was saying that actually ginger and licorice shouldn't go together as a fragrance combination, but using her incredible skill, she managed to create an accord that just had the correct balance of that warm, fiery ginger and that quite sticky, bitter, rounded and full licorice texture. It is the most beautiful entry to a fragrance. It really catches your attention. It just brings you in and you want to keep going further. Next, you have this really beautiful honeyed cognac, and honey is a really interesting note here because overall the fragrance is a very warm, slightly gourmand scent, but it's not sugary in a classical gourmand way. The honey gives it this wonderful warmth, almost like a tribute to Baudelaires' children. It's a sweet, gentle, soft, maternal sort of a scent combination. Then you get these absolutely delicious myrrh resins, some incense in there. Then you get the most extraordinary night blooming jasmine accord. This is exclusive to CPL Aromas. It's called an aroma space. So instead of picking the jasmine at night in this very specific window where the scent is at its most prominent, CPL Aromas have created their version of a headspace technology where in a garden in the UK, in a garden in Britain, they placed this sort of glass dome over a jasmine plant to capture the exact moment where it expresses its most prominent and most perfumed scent. And they capture that without picking the plant, without picking the flowers. And what it does is it almost translates the aroma into like a list that is then rebuilt with using other natural ingredients and all sorts of different accords to create the idea, the concept of a night blooming jasmine. Now, what's interesting here is that using the tech is all very well and good, but you need the perfumer's skill and talent and just natural instinct to blend something like that into a fragrance to make it shine and work with lots of other different ingredients. So yes, we've got the tech, but then we've got Camilla's absolute incredible skill to make this a beautiful fragrance on the skin that projects in the most extraordinary way. One of my favorite parts of this fragrance is this hay accord, and it makes you think of, you know, farms, and obviously Baudelaire growing up on a farm with her parents. That's a lovely little hint and a tribute to that part of her life. But the hay gives it this nourishing, nurturing, nutty sensation, a nutty texture to it that really brings it very close and makes it feel very warm and welcoming. I absolutely love that side of the fragrance. It's so beautiful. There's leather to give this sense of power and warrior queen. Overall, there's this got a beautiful amber base to it. Some benzoin and Peru balsam, which are, tapped saps that then crystallize into gums that you extract, and they become these sort of beautiful, rich, warm, slightly spiritual base notes in a fragrance. And then the final delicious hit of tonka bean, which is one of my favorite ingredients, and it creates this slightly bittersweet, slight caramelized sensation. So overall, you have a warm, amberesque floral with this rich, nurturing hay accord, this beautiful, sweet, soft, succulent jasmine, a little bit of honey to give it a delicious, edible addiction. But wow, that ginger and the licorice still stay there as well. So you get a little sort of bittersweet sensation throughout, and it never goes too sweet, it never goes too spicy. It is a beautiful, rich, enveloping scent that I can't get enough of. One of my absolute favorite parts of this brand is that if you go onto the Baudelaire, the Victorious website, you can buy little tiny 2 ml bottles to try before you cry, as I always say. But also every single creation that they make comes in a little perfect 10 ml bottle as well. I've used so much of mine. I carry it around all over the place. Look how much I've used. The pricing of these 10 ml bottles is 10% of the price of the full-sized bottle. So I'll put all the details below in the caption. I would love to know what you think of this scent. If you know the house, if you don't, and it sounds like something it might be up your street, I'd love to find out what you think of this. And if you've smelt Defender, it is so beautiful. I'm so glad I discovered this, and it was a real honour to interview Camilla about the creation of it. It was really special for me to hear her side of the story, and I hope that it's given you a real picture and some context behind the artistry and craft and creativity that goes behind something like this. Thank you so much for watching.